Hey everybody, it's Free to Play Bust, getting ready to start up expedition number 22. We got 7 wins in the last one, and so uh, hopefully we can get something nice going together here. Let's take a look. At a quick glance, these are all stacks I don't like. The Vladimir pack is kind of okay. I haven't had much success doing Vladimir things, but it doesn't look terrible. I think Transfusion is pretty good. The Assessor is pretty good. Vladimir on his own is okay. Um, yesterday we did end up in this Relentless deck. This what we 7-win with in the last expedition was basically started out with a Relentless with Garen, and it puts you in Katarina on the Noxus side, but then we just kind of switched into a big aggressive Darius deck. We didn't do a whole lot with the Relentless deck. Tries to use Garen and Katarina to get a bunch of attack tokens and get in multiple times. But I think the one I'm kind of interested in here is this Enlightenment pack. I'm not sure, Enlightenment shouldn't be putting us into Yetis, and I don't really like the Karma stuff that comes along with Enlightenment. But I do like the Yetis deck. The Yetis deck is in the Ancient Evil stack, so it's really weird to me to see Ancient Yeti and Tall Tales within Enlightenment. But overall, I think the Yeti's deck is stronger than whatever this Vladimir stuff does. I don't really like Vladimir, and we just drafted a Relentless last time, so we'll go with this Enlightenment stack with the Yetis. Even though this pretty sure Yetis is Ancient Evil, and I think this is just going to keep trying to give us a bunch of like the ramp card, but we'll see how it goes. Here, none of these pair well with the Enlightenment pack we have. The Zed pile is kind of interesting because I do like Zed, and I don't think I don't like really branching away from the colors in your core pack, but I think these are all just so far away from the Yeti theme. Over here, Rasa is unbelievably good, and she will play it quite well with what we have. And then these packs aren't the worst. This does try to put you in the Spiders deck, but we can see if we can just kind of ignore that. Like Elise and Arachnid Horror are extremely good on their own, and Rasa's great in this. If it tries to do Enlightenment stuff to us, Rasa's extremely good in the late game. And then here, this is just the farthest away from what we're doing. It's not paired on any of our colors, and I just don't really like what's happening here. Lux is good. I don't see Lux come around very often. She's a pretty strong, kind of utility champion, but I think she plays best if you're in like elites, and you have, because I think the only real way that you're popping off this Lux flip is if you have access to 4 Demacias. Otherwise, you're playing a lot of turdy spells, or you're counting on the 1-drop to give you the 1-drop Last Breath, get a 6 cost plus spell. You're counting on him to give you a spell to use with this. Otherwise, this is supposed to be kind of a Heimerdinger deck, to where you could also be playing the 5/5 for 6 spell mana. But I think this is the farthest away from what we're actually going to be doing. So here I'm just going to take this Elise pack, and then maybe we'll see if we end up doing Yeti things. But otherwise, I think we probably try to go heavier into the Spiders, but we'll see. Like maybe we'll get some wild packs as well that are in this kind of Ancient Evil thing. We'll see how it turns out. But here, I have a hard time passing Commander Ledros. He's extremely strong. This is probably the best epic in the game. And just, he is the best top-end unit. It's very hard to lose the game after you've played him. And Skrabosaurus is a fine unit. Otherwise, I am kind of interested in this this Yeti pile here. These are trash. We don't want, they aren't trash, but they aren't doing what our deck does. Because Yeti Yearling is very important for Tall Tales, because if you want to be getting the Yeti for 3 mana, you don't really want to be shuffling Yetis in your deck. You want to get it your cheap Yeti, and that's enabled with the Yearling, but Commander Ledros is just too hard to pass, and Scribe of Sorrows is a fine valued unit. Okay, which one are you? See, Ancient Evil is the stack I thought was Yetis, so I thought it was strange that we had Anivia Yeti, but we weren't an Ancient Evil. But nonetheless, I think we can be putting together a nice little control deck here. I don't really like Tortured Prodigy, but the Sentry's great in this deck. This Suit Up pile is pretty good as well, but I think I might convince myself to actually take this Brittle Steel and Stefan. Sentries are good, but I'm not really looking to pick up a lot of expensive cards because Yetis kind of do that on their own. And I don't think we'll really kind of end up in the Yeti deck. I think I just want to stick to keeping my card low. I mean, we already have 2 7s and an 8, and so I'm not trying to get a bunch of expensive cards. But we're gonna get some. Like the Butcher's just gonna be dead card in our deck, and so I'm looking at this Yeti and Wildclaw. Elixir of Iron is great, but I think I kind of want to stick to being at least a little bit into doing Yeti things, as opposed to just picking up the Elixir. I don't really want this Alpha Wildclaw. We already have enough expensive shit. But I think we do want this Yearling. Just we can pick up a few and stay on theme. We'll see how the deck kind of takes us. But we're going to be forced to just keep taking expensive stuff here. I don't think the Blade Keeper will really do anything in our deck, but Scuttlegeist isn't really great in here either. We're not doing sacrifice things, and he's going to be pretty hard to make cheap. But I would be okay with this Arachnid Horror. Let's see. We don't really have a big need for Prismatic Barrier. Like, our units getting into combat do pretty good on their own. So yeah, I think I'm going to take this Arachnid Horror pack. Okay, this is a pretty good stack for us. We don't want Scuttlegeist to begin with. We don't have much use for Glimpse. We don't have combos with it. It's just be kind of a value card. This is not what our deck's doing. We aren't doing this ephemeral stuff, sacrifice your unit stuff. So we're happy with the Sentry and the Tavern Keeper. This is another pretty good stack for us. We're pretty good to see, happy to see Avalanche in this control deck. Sentry is just a great early game unit, and these other ones aren't things we're doing. We would be okay to have some Frenzied Skitterers, and then we definitely don't want these. But that's a pretty easy one. Okay. I'm looking at this Brittle Steel and Entreat. I don't like this Yeti. I think he's really only good if you're doing Frostbite things with Ash. And we aren't really on this Yeti theme real hard. Like, if we can trade out Tall Tales, we'll be pretty happy with where we stand, just being some kind of control deck. We don't want Brood Awakenings, so yeah, I think I'm going to take the Entreat and the cheap combat tree. And here, I'm really liking stacking up on these Arachnid Horrors. It's just an all-around great 2-drop. It's hard to block early, he gets good trades in, and we're okay to have a non-zero number of Glimpse Beyonds. Okay, so what do we do here? The second Rasa is just extremely, extremely powerful. There is the choice with this Yeti Yearling Tall Tales. The pack over here, this is fine, but the other cards over here are just way more powerful. Playing 5/5s on 3 or playing Rasas, and I don't think we can pass on Rasa. Okay. Which one are you? You're not going to be good in our deck. Stalking Wolf is okay. Get a champion. This pile here is okay. Wraithcaller is good even if you don't hit Allegiance, but we're only going to hit it like half the time, and even when my decks are only like 85-90% one faction, I still miss on my allegiances. That's just the way life goes. Maybe if I play a 50-50, I'll hit it every time. But this is fun. We don't really want 2 entreats, but the Babbling Bjerg is much more powerful. I'd rather have the Bjerg in an okay card opposed to these kind of just okay units. Okay. It's kind of interesting. We already have 2 Glimpse Beyonds. I don't really want a third one. I think 2 is probably enough to, get value off an opponent removal spell or to trigger Rasa. I think it's probably okay. But I really don't want Ice Yeti is kind of the problem on the other side. The Bjerg is great, but I don't really want to stack up our deck with too much top end. I guess we don't have a whole lot of top end. We aren't doing spider things, so I'm not as interested in the Aristocrat. I think we can take the second Bjerg. Okay. Interesting. We can ignore this pile pretty quick. We aren't doing Tortured Prodigy things. I don't really like this pack. I do want a Harsh Winds, but I don't really want these 2 expensive cards. It might be worth it just to get the Harsh Winds in our deck. I don't think the 3rd Brittle Steel is that important, and I don't really like Catalyst of Aeons. I'm not real happy about it. Maybe we can try to trade out something expensive later, but I think having access to 1 Harsh Winds is pretty important. These trades all suck. I don't want Brittle... I mean, I'm okay with Brittle Steel, but I think having the 1 Tavern Keeper is more important than the 3rd Brittle Steel. We don't want anything to do with Brood Awakening, and I still kind of want to keep these Yearlings. We don't need 3 Glimpse Beyonds, so we'll skip past this one. Oh, there's ads. I'm getting rid of this. I can't stand this. Like, I don't know if anyone else will make a deck tracker, but this one doesn't even work in. It doesn't even work in like expeditions, and this is the kind of shit that pissed me off with Hearth Arena. So let's see how long this shit sticks up here. Really enjoy these Express shirts. Let's see, it's not even gonna go away. Look at this, it's not gonna load my deck, it's just gonna show a fucking ad the whole time. Like, I have money. I would, if the product, worked, 90% of the time, I'd be glad to give them $10 to have it. But this stuff just makes me upset. Let me get this out of here. And we'll start with Elise. He should have a hard time blocking her. Then if he doesn't, we still have these Brittle Steels with 1 spell mana. I'm not super interested in getting value here, so we'll just lead with Elise. Okay, and the Sentry will be fine as well. Give us something to kind of interact with, and bank up another spell mana. Bit of an awkward draw here, but this Babbling Bjerg should be putting in work.
Tall as a mountain and covered in ice. He never gets any light.
Should be a pretty good block on Yasuo. I don't really want to. I can't put my Sentry in front of this. He's never going to attack.
Look out for Reavers.
Well, I mean, he will attack. He just won't get an attack through, so he might as well prevent the 1 damage. I'm just going to smoke this Yasuo. That'd be pretty cool. Trade Frostbites. Okay. Yasuo Ash seems like a strange combination. Okay, this dude will pick up another Sentry if we want it. Pretty cool with that. I don't really want to be frostbiting stuff that isn't Yasuo. I feel like I'll get another shot at him. This Rasso's got to be good. So we do have the option here. We can scribe, and that'll bring back a sentry. A sentry is the only unit that's dot for us this game. That's some pretty good value. We can get a decent attack in here. I think we'll get better than just the Bjerg and the sentry. Let's see if he just plays like a 5-drop or something that makes it awkward. But like, I don't care about any of these units dying, so I think
Nothing escapes my
might want to hold on to Elise, and then I want to keep. I think I want to keep the spider back, so when he makes value blocks on my units, I have good stuff to block with on his return attack. Because we're really just trying to not die here. We're going to blow him out with Rasa is the plan.
No more running.
That's fine.
They'll come for you.
Ice runs in our veins.
Time for a leap of faith.
Sure. So let's see. I definitely want to have 2 mana on my turn because I want to both play Rasa and attack with her. Because she's going to get shut off real quick by this Rime-Tusk Shaman. Although she should just kill this. It's hard for him to play something smaller than her unless he just invests another cheap unit. And so I think like this isn't a high value Tavern Keeper, but I think I'm okay with just getting it on board to have more dudes down.
The order rewards
Elusive thing,
the
sure.
faithful.
I know a way.
Sends chills up my
We'll switch
spine.
here. Anivia's kind of interesting as well. But I think I'm more interested in killing both of these. This is going to hit the weakest units, which should be these two. So let's glimpse beyond our spider. Get Rasa online. No Omen Hawk, please. Really need to get these off the board. I don't have a lot of ways to interact with these. Like, we aren't playing challengers. Avalanche is our only removal spell. That kind of sucks. So what do we think about this? We can Brittle Steel his Shaman to get the kill with Rasa, or we can just get Articuno in here. It's kind of a dangerous one because it's going to be sitting on our bench for a while. I think this is okay. Let's Brittle Steel here, and then Rasa. So he is going to keep his 2 elusives. If this gets denied, it's pretty bad for us, but he shouldn't have good blocks on the way back. Like, we're going to bash with everything, and it's really dangerous for him to not block with either of these.
A true Freljordian welcome. In Avarosa's name. For the homestead.
You won't suffer long.
If it's a fight they want.
It's not as bad, but he's going to have to keep interacting with Rasa. Wouldn't surprise me if he just took the 3 here. It's not super scary to go to 12. But we do have some choices here. This Entreat is dead. It's one of the reasons I don't really like it in Expedition. But it's okay. Let's see, so I mean this doesn't have Overwhelm, so we could just put something in front of it. I'm gonna pass and see what he does. I think we're likely just playing Ancient Yeti and Tall Tales, but I might want to get this Articuno online. If he gets cute and just passes, that's great for us. We don't really have ways to deal with these elusives, and so if he wants to be cute and try to play a long game, that's perfectly fine. But I have to assume he's just attacking with everything right here. Okay, sure. So, now the question is, do we want to play Anivia and get some damage in on this stuff? I think we probably do. She'll reflip on his turn.
Here in your time of need.
Can also go ahead and play an Ancient Yeti. I think it'll be hard for him to get his board back up. He might have just disconnected though. Seems very strange. He roped last turn without an attack and is roping again. He's probably just gone. Maybe not. This should be pretty safe. Might get hit. There's a lot of things that we can get hit with that kinda suck. Like if he has the expensive card that recalls 3 units, we're kind of boned, but things like Omen Hawk aren't that bad.
It's too late for you.
I don't know what he would be doing that involves him not attacking last turn. Unless he would just be trying to be cute for us to not put units down. But it doesn't seem like he's ever going to outvalue me, so I'm not real sure what the plan was there. Sure. This would be cool. If this survives, we can go ahead and Tall Tales. We may not need to do it now, but...
You call that sneaky?
Oh, you're gonna get blasted by Articuno. Okay. Okay, this didn't seem like very positive. Did not seem like a positive combat for him. I think there's not a whole lot we're going to do with the mana. I don't think we need to bank this 3 spell mana. We're not really going to be doing 13 mana things next turn.
There in the mountains.
So I'll just go ahead and get this down. Okay. Seems like we're in a pretty good spot. We got a bigger board than him. He just sacrificed all his elusives. Seems like we should be okay. Like, I mean, I was really just worried about him hitting us to 10 last turn. He'd hit us down to 5 this turn. And then if he can, just play dudes to get in front of our Yetis. But, we have pretty reasonable apps to win. All in all, this seems pretty okay for us. Alright. Let's take longer. Need stuff to click on. It's the only sad thing from Hearthstone. There's not things to click on the screen. Okay, how much do we care about this? I don't think we can get blown out by this thing. We can probably just put a Yeti in front of it and take 3. Let's go ahead and put down a Bjerg.
It was right on my tail!
If he just passes again, like we don't quite have lethal. We don't be hitting for 10. We'd be 1 short.
Sleep is for the guiltless.
Again, like he doesn't have great attacks here. He's gonna keep passing. I'm completely okay with this. Trying to think if there's cards that make our attacks the next turn not very good. We do still have the option if we want, like we can glimpse beyond something and play the Ice Yeti next turn. Would stop everything but this, and then if he attacks with this, we're going to put a Yeti in front of it, which would hit it as well. I think the kind of stun everything cards are more expensive, but I'm still worried about him playing like a Minka. Okay, so stuff's happening here. If we have a Yeti survival and it can be Overwhelmed Yeti, we can go here, go
Ready
here.
the torches!
He only has 1 mana. I can't imagine he has a way to kill our egg. It seems like he's just given up. Alright, take longer. You have 1 mana. This is not a large decision.
Tomorrow we ride anew.
Alert the village!
Okay. Do we want to play anything behind? Like, I don't think we just want to get our units down so we can open attack with everything. We have no real need to make a Yeti play.
We'll take what we need to survive.
Man, you can't even click on the other person's little legend? I don't know what these are called. I do need to pick up some of these. I haven't fully looked at all the boards that are available in the little legends or whatever they're called in this, but I do stay free to play. Like, I mean, that's the point of the stream is, you know, staying free to play throughout the length of the game, but I do still feel, you know, kind of obligated to give Riot some money. I do really appreciate their model of free-to-play friendly and just spend money on skins. But, come on, dude. Either rope it or quit. This is getting old.
Eternal winter.
All right. He's been thinking real hard with that 1 mana, so I'm sure he was just dedicating himself on what to do this turn. apparently not. He did not have enough time to fully think through last turn. Taking it out on this one. How annoying. I mean, if you're gonna rope somebody, you at least have to like do emotes and stuff. I don't think we have to wait again since that Articuno happened. Oh thank god. It's like, if we go deep with this control deck, it's gonna take like 2.5 hours. I don't need this guy sitting here roping every turn to not do anything. But anyway, we got the win. Let's see what we're offered up. Okay. Kind of interesting. Which one are you? Hearthguard, extremely good. I do like duplicates of Anivia. Harsh Winds on her duplicate is extremely good. Just a great all-around spell. This does come along with a second Harsh Winds and a Sentry. Just having this extra bit of interaction is good because we currently don't interact. Our only interaction is the Avalanche and some Brittle Steels, and so just having more ways to you know, do stuff mid-combat or stop elusive decks from just blowing us out, pretty good. Over here, Frenzied Skidder are also pretty good, and we aren't doing Elise things, but Elise is just a great champion. Just so much value out of a 2-drop. That we could consider taking it, but we're currently okay on our 2s, with the 3 horrors being great. And I don't really want any more Glimpse Beyonds. Like, we were kind of, one of the things that kind of preaches, you know, when you get to the end of the game, if you have 5 or 6 cards in your hand, if maybe you could have won, you know, a turn, 2 turns, 3 turns earlier if you had just spent all your mana, as opposed to, you know, just having all this stuff banked up at the end. And like when we're not having empty card problem, like empty hand problems, I'm not real interested in picking up things like Glimpse from Beyond. And over here, I would be happy with any Hearth cards we can pick up, but this pack is overall just too expensive. Like Tryndamere we don't really need Tryndamere. Like Commander Ladros is probably just better than Tryndamere. And our top end is fine where it is. We might end up picking up, you know, another expensive dude as the draft goes along, but at this moment, I don't really want to put all this stuff in my curve. So if this wasn't like a Glimpse Beyond, I'd be really more inclined to take this Elise pack. But I think this Anivia one is just all around the best one here. Alright, on to the next one. Oh my god, this thing's here again. Oop. Gotta get this. I'm ready to just uninstall this. Okay, not real excited to start out with Tall Tales if we don't have the 1-drop, so we can get rid of it. I'd like to just get it cycled out of my deck, but it's in here for now. We're just gonna deal with it. Xeon. That's an odd selection of heroes.
One sprint for each crab I saw today.
I wonder what he's doing with this. How you, like, which one you take third? Do you start with, like, because if you start with Teemo Zed, you don't take Heimerdinger after. This is going to cause problems. We have no way in our deck to deal with this.
I'll scout ahead.
Probably just going to lose to Teemo this game. We can put, you know, Brittle Steels on it, but like our only interaction with our opponent's units are like get an Anivia online. I think that's the plan here. It's gross. Okay, I don't think they'll play any units behind that we wouldn't be okay with just trading with Sentry. I can play like crush bots and scaled. I was gonna say can play scaled snappers, but I think I'm okay with just getting these in.
How did that
I was gonna
move
be
go?
real suspect if he didn't block with Inspiring Mentor.
Alert the village!
Okay. Teemo is gonna be brutal.
Night falls.
That's fine.
Shadows gather.
We can brittle steel this. Where are we at? One Teemo. I don't know if Nexus strikes count if you have 0 attack. You might just chalk this game up to a learning experience and see what happens here. Like, it's just, we have no way to interact with this. This is why in the previous game I was so worried about that guy's elusives, and was super stoked when he decided to block. Here, there's not a lot we can do. Let's brittle steel and see if this does what we want, just so we can kind of figure it out. I think they just kind of like figured it out, yeah. Okay, I want to bank this spell mana. We're gonna have to start trying to frostbite Teemo, at least to keep him from popping off a little bit. Like, the first hit is probably beatable, and then the second hit is probably not. But we may just have to try to high roll this game and see if we can't get past this. Let's play this other fearsome.
They grow up so fast.
Like, I just don't think we could be playing for value. We need to just make a bunch of high-risk plays and hope for the best. Sure.
Split her out from the darkness.
What will you have?
Double the puff cap, so it would take me up, it's going to hit me up to 14 and then be 28. So this first hit, I'm just going to be taking like a damage a turn, damage and a half a turn. Which I think is okay. I would like to get a little bit higher value Frostwind, or
Step lightly.
yeah, Harsh Winds. I mean, we can Harsh Winds this turn, play Articuno on our turn and attack. Use our duplicate Articuno on his next attack. And then try to kill him with the second Anivia hit. Hey. I don't see a lot of other options around this. He currently can't kill our Articuno as well. Doesn't mean he can't play something behind.
Forever watching.
But as long as he doesn't play something that can kill Articuno at combat, I think we might have kind of turned this one around.
The order
Okay.
rewards its faithful.
Not sure why he would play that before combat unless he really wants to draw a card.
Let's soar!
We can get this Tavern Keeper in as well. We don't care if he dies. We'd need to just be the aggro here. That seems awesome for us. Okay. Feels like we're in it. Let's see how hard he can ruin our day for us here. I mean, there's a pretty reasonable chance we just kill him next turn, right? What's this look like? We're just taking 8 from elusives? Okay.
I will play my part.
So, I mean, we're definitely doing this on Teemo Lifesteal.
Brace yourself.
And we probably do need to block these crush bots. This can go here, this can go here.
Let's talk about your
I'm not super worried about the 8 this turn, I'm just worried about something going wrong next turn. And him being able to kill us. Articuno pops off here, we should be at a pretty good spot for him to not be able to attack. But, you know, if something does go wrong, don't want him just to have the full board of elusives. Who do we play? Do we play the Scuttlegeist? He can't actually block Arachnid Horror. Well, he can block the Horror with 4-2, and if he does that, it's probably okay. And Elise would have to get through. Well, he still has blocks with this thing up here, so I don't think I can actually kill him this turn. So let's go for the value play. Alright, this could be big. Let's see how this goes.
Snow, wind, and ice. We could use a bite.
I mean, there is a world where, you know, we just would want to attack with Articuno. I know he's going to get blocks on a lot of these units. Oh, this seems like it's going to be so good for us. Oh, this thing's blocking? Oh, this isn't, shit. I thought this was flipped. I thought I was going to be hitting everything for 2.
You cannot escape.
Why is he blocking here? If we're not going to lethally. Just to protect his Teemo? Okay. Sure. So are we dead now? 4. Yeah, we're just dead. Can dump off Elise. We need to get rid of one of our units, right? So we got 2. We don't have combat tricks. We're really just looking for like brittle steels. But I don't want him to gain this life. We should still have, we're out of harsh winds, but we should still have 1 brittle steel.
So young.
It might be enough if we can make it to our next attack.
Endless cold. Endless peace. Master.
8. We definitely aren't doing this. I don't. Oh man, I wonder if I should have kept the thing. Well, no, I should have played it. If I drew Rasa there, that would have been huge. I think we need to Bjerg. Get us closer to a spell. Ugh.
What did you find today?
Really hitting above average on those, it feels like. Let's get this horror online. I don't think we're gonna survive this next turn, but if we do draw Brittle Steel onto his 4 attack, then we might be getting in a chance to attack.
This
But yeah, I was all jazzed up about that last turn because I thought Anivia was going to be flipped. It didn't take me. Oh man, do something. Do something. Shit. Oh, this guy would have done it. Damn. How sick would that have been? I forgot I had the Yeti. I've been shitting on him so hard. Okay, we don't need to sit around while he just plays cards. Oh man. So close. That matchup should have been so bad. We were so close to winning it. Alright, let's continue. Not real interested in picking up more of these, although it is okay. Would be interested. I don't really want these in treats. It's different when you're in constructed and you're either digging for a specific champion or you have 6 champions. In our deck with 3, we are kind of okay with 1. We definitely don't want 2. And Bjerg is a pretty great pickup for our deck. That's fine. Yeah, I don't want this trade I'd never make. And I don't. Ancient Yeti'd be okay, but I think Ancient Yeti is also an upgrade over this thing. But the Bjerg is just so powerful. Oh, the Teemo deck. Okay, we can get rid of all this. I'm looking for stuff that's cheaper. If that was the, oh man, we could avalanche last game too. It's so many. We had more ways to get out of that mess than I thought. But, why is this Teemo just hanging out here? Go away. Go away. Who do we play here against? Demacia Shadow Isles. This is fun. If he plays like a 3-2 and we trade, I'm pretty sure I'm okay with that. He spent the same mana and I'll get unit at the end. We aren't doing the least things.
You won't suffer long.
Must be real interested in doing ephemeral things. Hecker and Garen. That's odd that he's doing it with Garen. I don't think we want to go ahead and avalanche. Yeah, the idea being that it's gonna prevent a lot of damage. This is going to be a guaranteed flip this turn anyways. I think, like say, we kill this thing will flip, and then we're only dealing with the 1 unit with 2 less attack on the board. I don't think it's quite necessary. But man, these units all suck to trade with that guy. This is going to scrap back a spider, which is okay. I really just want a cheap unit that we can throw in front of something. This is fine. I have to assume he's going to get a unit. He's going to get his unit out of this. We can attack with Elise, and then block with this abomination, and then we might get a good avalanche. It'd be cool if we get this Teemo to go away. Sure. Okay. Get this horror online, we can block here. And then take the 2. So the idea here being we'll chump block this with the Spiderling, block this with the horror. Maybe he'll play some stuff behind, and then we can try to get him with Avalanche.
We fight for those who cannot.
Don't have anything else we can put in front of a Wraith Caller. I definitely want to put this 3 damage in front of Garen. I want to put this in front of here. Okay. I should have... Oh, I didn't have anything else that could block over here. My hand was just a little bit too awkward. Okay, so we're doing pretty bad if he could protect this Garen there. Who do we want to get on board? I don't feel like I really need to get this online right now.
These old eyes still
Kind of
see far and clear.
disguise a little bit that we can protect our life total. I assume he's never going to block here. So let's do this.
In
Let's get in.
Avarosa's name.
I have the choice if I want to play this. I think we just start dropping these Yetis. Like I don't think I quite have time to get value out of this, and we're really going to be hurting on our life total if we try to get a value Yeti on his turn. It may still happen if we play our Yeti. He might play stuff behind. He definitely might play stuff behind if he's going to try to Shark Chariot. Sure. That's fine as well. I wonder how hard we can interact with this Articuno. Like if we're able to kill Wraithcaller on his attack, if we can attack with Articuno and have it not die. It could be pretty big. But I think what's going to happen is he's going to do something here, and then yeah, we have to Yeti. Bring out a Shark Chariot as well. It's okay.
Look out for reavers.
Let's block everything. We really just need to preserve our life total. But this attack with Articuno is necessary now. And it will just kill his Hecarim and his Wraithcaller. It should be pretty big. We should be able to still beat. I can't tell if we'll be able to Scuttlegeist after this or not. But
Something
it feels okay.
For my homeland.
He should, if he's just going to block this and expect it to die, he should block Articuno. Because this is going to overwhelm once this dies. This Teemo Hecarim that he has. It seems like we're in a pretty safe spot. Mark the Owls, sure. There it goes, okay. Alright, I'm curious if he has a way to interact with the egg. I want to be playing Harsh Winds. I don't know if this flips back to Anivia when it's an egg. Okay, that's fine.
This is our time.
We're still pretty strong here. Without him having Hecarim, his board is super scary. Unless he just has a second one.
Come, the journey ahead is long.
like I need to play this first, just to be a little bit safer.
Leave your bags in
We'll
the
open
door.
with, we can open with Articuno on our turn if we need to.
Up there in the mountains! There's no such thing as the end.
Be on the commander plan. So let's just block one.
I've got meat bigger than you.
I don't really want to glimpse.
Who's gonna close up?
But we're definitely just playing the commander now. Should be pretty strong. He's going to have to put his 4/4 in front of commander. He's going to take him to 5. And then this will get through 3. Hold on, I think this should wrap it up. Come here, yeah. Makes sense.
Ancestors
Okay.
await.
That's super scary. We can survive a Hecarim. He is going to have 2 sharks come out of this, but we have 4 blockers on board, so he's going to need another card. And his, if it's the best that he should be getting out of like combat tricks is +3. So I think we're okay. Okay. So 1 additional unit's not that scary. We can probably get you down now. She gets to attack,
This is our time.
and her flipped form will just kill him. So as long as we survive this turn, I think we should be okay. So we're gonna need to kill these Hecarims. Oh, did he flip? Yeah. So it should be giving the bonus out here. So we need to kill these 2. And that'll take the bonus away. So you have to block here, you have to block here. I think I actually want to put... Oh, these are going to trample as well. Oh god, am I just dead here? Ugh. Why is that shit so big? Like, here's the easy ones. You can block out here.
I will
That's
endure.
They're coming! Hide!
That'll leave me at 2. Okay. I don't think it's going to get better than this.
Tomorrow we rise anew.
Okay. We're alright, aren't we? We're okay. We survived. I think I will go ahead and play the commander. Okay. I was going to say if he has like a gain 3 health thing in a unit, then I'll at least want to have my 2 units on board. That was a little scarier than I felt like it needed to be. I'm still not fully comfortable with combat, or these kind of somewhat complex boards. I just haven't got the reps in this game to really feel better about it. I have to take this vengeance. We have no way to directly interact with our opponent's units. We don't want the Wild Claw. I would be happy to get rid of Entreat, but Vengeance is just so much more important. I think that's also the first one we've seen. You usually value the first one pretty high, and then the second one kind of medium, and then I don't want a third. But I don't think throughout that draft we actually saw Vengeance. Okay. Oh, I should have restarted this. I thought the Teemo might go away if the game ended, but... Excuse me, I'll restart the client after this game. I don't mind Lives Beyond here. I think we'll just kind of curve well enough. We don't really have units we want to spend it on.
You'll soon understand my methods.
Alright, this attack is free.
How did that move go?
Why would they ever do that? So, I assume he's pretty far away from having elusives if he's willing to just sacrifice Inspiring Mentor. Heck, I wonder what this deck actually looks like.
Unconventional.
Okay, that's fine. Spend a card to give something +1/+1 doesn't seem like a huge deal. I guess he could be in some kind of like ephemeral deck, but still, that doesn't seem great. Oh, nice. That's why these little Yetis are so important. This makes this card so good. Like, that's what I was really thinking of when it came to having the Yeti deck come together, is you have a bunch of these little things and the 3-drops. But
what form will the waters
okay.
take?
Wonder why I would just sacrifice this River Shaper like that. Must not have combat tricks. I wouldn't expect, when it comes with the River Shaper deck, you expect it to be more like a Fiora deck. Because if you're trying to do Fiora things and you don't draw Fiora, all the Fiora cards play well under River Shaper. That's not something you do with Ionia Shadowlands. Here, we can just keep representing value plays here. If he wants to spend combat tricks on any of these units, I'm pretty fine with
Stay
it.
safe. I'll take it from here.
Okay, so that cost a card. That's fine. Seems like a lot of work to get value out of that ephemeral card. This should be scary. He's distributed 4+1 total. He put 1 on River Shaper, the rest on whatever's in his hand. At this point, I'm going to assume it's probably something like a giant Hecarim. We don't have any great bonuses in combat here, then this is a pretty safe attack. If he wants to risk a Conspirator in front of Yeti, we're fine with the trade. And for the most part, if he's playing some kind of attack boosting thing, then we can Brittle Steel down. There's not a whole lot. Like, the Shadowlands does have the +3/+3 thing, but otherwise, yeah, Karma. It's all just, you know, plus attack cards, and Brittle Steel plays against those pretty well.
Quietly.
Fine. We're just gonna have to attack into this Karma over and over again. He's gonna attack. I doubt it matters, but we'll play the Ancient Yeti afterwards. They try to get me with the mana thing again. I'm pretty sure I'm okay with that. Big decision here. I assume he's thinking about if he wants to attack with Karma. These people are trying to get me again where it's just passing with mana up. I think that's completely fine. Like, I'm sure there are times to do that. I just can't imagine this being one of them. Let's just go ahead and get in now. These harsh winds and brittle steels should make this pretty good. The important thing with these against the Ionia is the brittle steel and harsh winds both have bursts, so they can't get denied. You can cut. Oh, he's disconnected. He's dead off that disconnect. Sorry about that, Boo. I thought you were making plays. Okay. Let me do this champion pick here real quick, and then I'll restart my game to get Teemo off the board. And let's see. What do we have here? This one is kind of awkward, because like again, I don't really want Tryndamere. And we aren't doing stuff to make Starlit Seer incredible. But like, Tryndamere is definitely worse than Commander Ledros. He's probably worse than Rasa. And we don't really need to stack up any more top end than what we have. So I think, you know, he's out of the question. Now these other packs are kind of awkward. I would like Elise. She's, you know, just all around a good early game unit. But these other cards are garbage in our deck. Phantom Prankster is bad. Scuttlegeist, I mean, it's not the worst, but it's just not great in here. It's typically gonna. We did play it, you know, for 1 mana in this run, but overall, this is not going to be a mana efficient card. And kind of the problem with this one is this is going to be our 3rd Harsh Winds in our deck and our 3rd Anivia, and we don't really want to be playing, you know, 4 and 5 Harsh Winds in a game. But I think this is the pile we're going to take. If this was, say, like Elise, Arachnid Horror, Scuttlegeist, I think we would lean towards the Elise. I just don't think this Prankster is ever going to do anything. And Scuttlegeist is a little bit just too expensive. So let's just take another Anivia stack here. Okay, we restarted. Let's see if Teemo on the board is gone. Fucking advertisement thing comes up. Move on to the next one. Okay, another weird set. I'm not sure how these people end up with decks like this. Real quick, let me get rid of the Glimpse. We already gonna have enough value out of these Sentries. Let's look for something else early. Keep the Yeti, he's great in the opener. But like, you know, at a real high level, I like to describe decks as either a combat deck or a spell deck. Spell decks tend to be things based around like Heimerdinger or Karma or Ezreal, and then combat decks tend to be things based around like Shin or Fiora or Zed or you know, dude's just doing a lot of attacking.
Never know what hit
I'm
'em.
not. It seems real strange to me to where it's like, you know, you have combat champion, spell champion. Teemo can kind of go either way, but like, I don't understand why you would want like this specific set of champions. Like, what did you pick up as your 3rd that was better than duplicating what you initially started with? But I mean, it could have been the, you know, the cards that appeared with something were just better or whatnot. Let's see. We'll get a Sentry down. We're cool just attacking with everything. I'll trade whatever he plays into the Sentry for card and damage.
For the homestead.
That's all good. I'm not real sure what he's doing here. Like, What's up with this Teemo, my man? I guess, you know, he is doing stuff with these, like if he plays Chump Wump. I think I have to assume if he plays Chump Wump, then he's kind of doing shroom things. But I don't know how you get a Shen if you're doing shroom things. Like, it seems all around I'm skeptical of what's going on here. So he's gonna flip his Teemo. I'm gonna start freezing it. As it stands right now, we should just be taking about half a damage a turn. I don't want to be taking, and then, you know, like here we take half a damage a turn. Basically, the way I look at this, which is fine. If the Teemo gets in one hit, they would be taking about damage a turn, which is fine. And then if he gets to hit twice, then we've probably lost. But all in all, this seems okay. It's fine. Let's see, our attack, so we'll be playing Rasa next turn. I'm going to go ahead and attack, not next turn, our next attack. Let's go ahead and get these in. I think it should be able to deal with his Teemo. Right, if we just don't block with this, or if we get a block out of like a Babbling Bjerg. I feel like Rasa should be online, but we will want to look to have two spell mana on our turn so we can try to do the sacrifice draw 2 if it comes up. And as it stands, if we make it to our next turn without falling too far behind, this should be okay. Assuming we can pop off one of these Rasas.
You name it, I'll nick it.
It seems like we will have a unit behind. We're gonna pass here. I guess we can play this horror, but we're just gonna Harsh Winds his Teemo and something else. Make something elusive, sure.
Swiftly.
So, I mean, we're gonna open attack. If something of ours dies, it's pretty good for us. I have to imagine he blocks something.
I'm on it.
Yeah, like put this Eager Apprentice in front of the Sentry or something, or
Wow,
Chump Wump in front of 3/3. Like, I have to assume he's probably going to do something. Although these extra units are really going to fuck up our Rasa plan. Like as it stood before, we would have used Rasa to hit Teemo and Heimerdinger. But now it's really not the case. But let's see how he blocks. Maybe he'll trade off some of these turds and let us pull off Rasa. Yeah, get that in there. Let's see. You want to see just play like 7 drop we don't care about. There is a chance he can deny the Rasa activation, but I mean, yeah, that's fine. Let's see if this pops. Nice. Okay, well, I think we should be able to outrace these pop caps. Should just be taking about half a damage turn, but it's hard to tell. Let's see here. Like, we want to get something online. I think probably playing this Yeti is just fine. Can't do a whole lot of Heimerdinger things right here. And this will keep him from getting these elusives on board. I don't know how this game works as to if he can get, if this, you know, oh, increase copies of spells. I thought it copied himself. Alright, we'll battle. There's no real need to play anything here. Anivia's not going to get any good hits. Rasa's just going to... we don't have a turn to where we can just get Rasa in. Sure, we can get a million for one between these two Rasas. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, it's a burst. He can still play something. I was like, we're going to get these two units we want to get again instead of him playing something back here. But we'll go ahead and get Heimerdinger off the board.
To the bug list.
And then next turn we should be pretty safe. I do want to just play Articuno, but it doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to. With stuff like this in the background. But I do have, you know, Vengeance for this or Harsh Winds. We're in a pretty safe spot right here. Okay, that's fine. So we're just, I mean, I guess we could technically do both. But I don't think that's necessary. I think we'll end up just harsh winding these two. So let's go ahead and get our Articuno on board.
Eternal winter. Something ancient stirs.
We aren't like super all in on this. We should be getting some pretty good value out of it, but we aren't at a spot to where it's like we need things to go right with Anivia. Like, I'd be quite okay with just throwing her in front of this, and then if he has some kind of card to kill the egg, I don't really care.
Smells like opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, this is just big dude. I'm completely fine with like this happening is okay. I think I'm cool with just blocking this, taking 3. He's probably going to pick up a Harsh Winds, but that's fine.
Protect this place.
I don't think this combination has ways to give Overwhelm. I think it's only Noxus that can do that. Yeah, I think this is okay. And we'll look to Vengeance this just later. Like it doesn't have good blocks anymore. It's gonna take, you know, 4 damage. Yeah, this all seems fine. Okay. Interesting. If we want, we can entreat, which will... Ooh, we might hit an Elise. We're 2-to-1 on hitting Articuno to Elise. If we want to just try to entreat up Harsh Winds. I don't think that's quite necessary at this point. I'm just going to attack with everything. He has to do some blocking. And then I'll look to clean up his board with Avalanche. I'm cool with like, how much is this? 4, 12, 13? Okay, we may not need to Avalanche anymore. Let's see what he plays. I'm cool with, like, if we get some Bjergs down and have to Avalanche.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
Will no one listen?
This is reasonable for reasonable time for Scuttlegeist.
tall as a mountain and covered in ice!
Okay. Is he discarding his mushroom clouds? I didn't quite catch what happened. And then this should be fine. If anything goes completely wrong, we can still harsh wind stuff. I guess we can go ahead and play this Articuno egg. That's not 13. This is okay. This can still block. Okay.
I will endure.
Here, this is fine. This one. Kill his
Bar
stuff.
the doors! They're coming! Hide!
And then if he does something real weird, we still have harsh winds back up here, but I don't think we're super worried about what he's trying to pull off. Yeah, just draw some cards, that's fine. We should just have an open attack that wins the game from this point. Sure, it's more than fun. I think I am going to go ahead and entreat. We shouldn't be dying to puff caps. They technically can't kill us anyways at this point, but
No, I haven't seen of your big stuff.
okay. He did copy a spell from our deck, so there's a chance he has a frostbite. This should...
Make your poison.
yeah, he can survive this.
This is
Yeah, that's okay.
our
We're still
time.
attacking. I don't think adding in cards back here is going to make this much better.
Snow, wind, and ice.
It is getting a little scary as far as my life total is. Get the barrier, sure.
Kings and vagrants alike will fall.
So he still needs another card. Let's spin the regular one. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh no, Harsh Winds is stuck here. Let's see if it's stuck on our board next game like that Teemo was. Well, let's see here. I do like Feral Mystic. Very powerful card. We've been getting, Enlightened every single game, and he's good early. Oh, this is the Lifesteal one. He's okay, but he's not fantastic. I can get rid of Yeti Yearling, though. We really only have the one Tall Tales, and that's the only reason it's kind of really hanging around. Would be okay with a Soul Gorger as well. Because like Scuttlegeist is just kind of like effects that we have. Like we have 5/5s in these rando Yetis that we have, the two Ancients, the two Ice, Alpha Wildclaw. They're all kind of similar to Scuttlegeist, so like in that last game we played him for one, but the game was pretty much over at that point. I think he plays better in decks to where you're doing aggressive things as opposed to control decks. Like at the end of the game, playing a 5/5 for 0 isn't a huge deal. You want this like an aggressive deck to where you've lost like 6 ephemeral units and you're playing it on like turn 4 or turn 5. So I would be okay with the Soul Gorger. He really helps with these like elusive decks and these games that have been getting kind of close on our life total, to just kind of pull it back in the range. So I'll take him. I would think I Would rather have one Soul Gorger than this random Feral Mystic. Okay, let's get rid of these expensive cards. See, just all of these pure spider deck. I'll open with Elise. If he plays Arachnid Horror, that's fine. We'll make the trade and still have the unit. And then if he played, you know, like the 2/2 that makes a 1/1, then that would just be great for us. This is fine. We aren't an Elise deck. We don't care. We're trading 2 mana for 2 mana and having a little bit of value left over.
There's nothing to fear.
We want to get ours online. This should keep him from attacking. I think his Elise has to be much more important than ours.
Skitter out from the
But yeah, we'll definitely bang here. And then at this stage, if Elise is his only champion, there's a pretty good chance he has another one in his hand. He has 4 in his deck at this point. And then I'm just going to keep playing these units that can block fearsomes. As long as we're playing this kind of like slow, grindy game, I'm going to pull this out in the end. This has been a pretty good start for us to where, you know, we're about to hit turn 5 and he hasn't really done anything yet.
Look out there!
Let's see if he open attacks or not.
I stand for
Crowd favorite is a bit of a problem. So our Rasa is going to be awkward as well. And he's going to attack at this point, so I wanted to get something that could block a 2/2. We can do this. We'll take 1 additional damage this way, as opposed to putting the 3/3 in front of him. Oh no, that's less than that. That would be, if we blocked here, we'd be taking 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's fine. It would feel a lot better if I had a Harsh Winds just to soak up 6 of this damage, because we can't get Rasa online for quite a bit. Let's play the Yearling. He can tango with these 1/1s and that'll get us to 3 spell mana. So that'll definitely hit Articuno, but I think we just want this Wild Claw. We can trade with his crowd favorite, and then we might, you know, get a big Rasa on his turn. I'll skip on attacking though. He shouldn't have any way to just directly kill this, and then I really want to get it in front of the crowd favorite. I don't really want to be putting it in front of these and just getting 2 for 1 off combat tricks from his hand. That's cool. Okay. We can wait on this. I don't think I really want to do this.
Let me change into something more comfortable.
Like, we can still get Articuno right here if we want. Ooh, that was a big drop. We really needed this Harsh Winds. So now it really comes down to like how much blocking we think he'll do, and like how much we can really do with Rasa. Like if he blocks these 1/1s in front of here, like our Yeti Yearling and Ice Yeti, this is going to be devastating. But I think having Rasa down is just going to be huge anyways. But even if it just kills 2 1/1s, just having this giant unit while we have Harsh Winds back up should be pretty strong. That's an awful scary block for him. I'm surprised to see that. But right, this is fine. What does this turn look like?
One of us dies.
Next turn. Like, as long as we're able to hit this and Elise with Harsh Winds, I think that's pretty okay. And then at least the big thing with this is he would have the attack next turn to where he uses the 2 things to hook our big dudes and his big ones go through unimpeded. Shit. Shit. Alright. Not dead. That's pretty fucking bad. I think we just lose 1 spell mana this way. Okay, so we have to do this. Might just be dead here anyways, but this still keeps us in the game. Okay. That only takes us to 1, right? Okay. Which is fine. Let's play a sentry. We need to keep looking for more Harsh Winds, whether or not it's from Anivia or the actual card. Then our turn, this attack with Articuno should be pretty strong. Should kill this and this, and make our Harsh Winds better.
A new era begins!
The scary thing here is these all have Fearsome. But, I mean, we can get 2-3 powers down.
You must get by these first.
Why does he want to put damage here instead of just blocking with this thing that's going to die? Why would he actually want damage to go on his Rasa? That seems real strange to me. Sure. I don't know why he would want damage on this, unless, like, it's not like I'm gonna give Overwhelm. Interesting, I say.
I keep step with the heartbeat of Noxus.
Yeah, he's gonna get too wide for us. We couldn't get this Soul Gorger down. We're still in it with Harsh Winds. We'll have 13 mana if we draw 1.
All will kneel before Noxus.
Okay, we're just dead. Man, his Rasa was such a blowout on us. Let's see if he fucks this up. So, always are. Let's see if they fuck it up. Sure. Okay, let's see here. On to the next one. Definitely want to keep my Avalanche. This is kind of an interesting trade. These Skitterers are still pretty good even when you're not doing spider things. Just either giving yourself a good attack or kind of eliminating one of your opponents, but I think I'm more interested in this Black Spear. Ice Yeti has performed okay in our deck, but I'd really like to just have this more of this direct interaction. We really just have Vengeance and Harsh Winds as ways to interact. And in all these games where it'd be like, man, we have to freeze Teemo for 4 turns in a row. Like, it'd be so much better if that was just like, well, here's a Black Spear. So I think I'll be pretty happy to see it here. Yeah, this hand's fine. Kind of interested in seeing this. I'm going to assume that this is probably a very heavy elusives deck with Zed, as opposed to a Karma deck. They can either have 3 and 1, whether it's 3 Zeds, 1 Karma, 3 Karma, 1 Zed, or 2 and 2. And I'd say very, very likely that we're playing against 3 Zeds. I'll listen to any argument that says Zed isn't the best champion in the game, but I'm pretty confident that Zed is the best champion in the game. At least gives him a pretty good run for his money, but I think he's as good as it gets. I don't want to play this here. He's probably on elusives.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
Didn't expect that. But I wanted to play something he's likely not going to be able to battle with, and so we can probably get in 3 damage and then just block next turn. And then, at this stage in the game, if we get a spell out of this, it's fine. If we get more than 2 mana out of this, it's great. We aren't on some kind of big game plan that's expecting a lot of survival from Arachnid Horror. Like, if he attacks here, I'll block. If we get a spell out of this, that's completely fine.
I am the blade in the dark.
Oh, the Zed. Okay, so let's play the Sentry so we can Black Spear behind.
His old eyes still see far and clear.
They follow the wrong master. We go as one.
Ready the torches! Light the signal fire!
Don't know if he's in pure Ionia. Or if that's just if this only shows the colors of your champions, or if this shows the colors of your deck on this thing up here, or here. It says he's only in Ionia, which shouldn't have anything here except recall. And if he recalls this back, that's fine. I'm still under the assumption that he's a 3Z deck, and so killing this first Z doesn't really make me feel like I'm never going to see Now, I'm mostly interested in just kind of banking mana. But, I mean, we don't have any spells. It's more for getting to, like, the turns that we can play Harsh Winds plus a unit. But I don't really think playing units here does anything. I guess this guy might be fine, but I don't know. I don't want him to play a unit behind and just blank my attack. So we'll get this in. I think we'll play this Stefan. Because if he has a recall, then he can block this. If he has a Zed, he can block Zed. Just 2/4s are pretty powerful. But he's not going to be great on the attack here.
Extra hands never hurt.
Brothers born from battle.
Every time I try to get the Wayfinder deck together, I never get the Sparring Students. It's always I have Wayfinder and like 4 or 5 Inspiring Mentors. I mean, which is fine. Like getting non-stats for 4 mana is okay, but you're really wanting to get Sparring Students when you're doing stuff with the Wayfinder. wonder if he just missed that he had to push the button.
Just like we practiced.
So he probably does actually have the physical spell recall in his hand. What do we want to do here? I think the Scrub is fine. It's going to pick up a Sentry. Sentry's the only unit we've had die this game. And I feel like he really might play a unit behind here.
Looking for a daring escape?
Now who's got the upper hand?
Can see the Demastian border from here.
I mean, his attack here isn't great. You could see him just attacking with the Conspirator. If he does that, that's a huge win for us. If he's, doing sparring student things, but then, not really playing sparring students, I guess he can play another mentor that'll let these bang a little better. But here, I mean, we really just need to kind of slow him down. These sparring students really fall off when you don't have many cards in your hand. And so if we can just hold out for a little bit against this stuff, or if we can draw an avalanche, should be pretty okay. We really need to look to be getting Articuno so we can open attack with Articuno into these students. He definitely has a recall. I don't know why he wouldn't attack with this to try to get like a better block somewhere out here and then just recall his Wayfinder. Maybe he doesn't. I don't understand this. Like, your deck's doing what it's doing. Like, you need to be doing aggressive things. Like, you're not playing a game for value, you're playing a game for aggression. Pull it all back, that's fine. If I take 3 damage and trade a Sentry for a Sparring Student's damage, then okay. Absolutely. Do not understand that. Like, your deck is doing what it does, and then that was all you put forth. Like, I don't even have that great of blocks. Like, I'd put the Horror in front of this, I'd put the Stefan in front of this because it survives, put the 2-3 here because it survives, and then the Sparring Student, or this still goes in front of the 4-4. So the end result is he gets damage on this thing, this has 1 health, and his Sparring Student will reset to a 1-1, or he will trade for 4. But, hold on, that seems super excited about the outcome of that turn. The only thing that has me kind of like real scared in this game now is Will of Ionia. I really don't want to just play Soul Gorger. Like, having him like recall my expensive unit is just going to be so much of a problem. So what we want to do here is we want to play 4 mana worth of units. So we have the 3 spell mana. We're going to look to entreat Articuno on his turn and then open attack with it. Which I think we can probably pull off. Because, like, what do these sparring students do now? Like, they're 1-1s. He has to, like, say he even makes a recall play, he recalls this and plays another unit, then they're just 2-2s? Like, him not losing any board last turn seems extremely bad. Like, we're not attacking here. He can...
There's always a way out.
That's a Conspirator, that's okay.
Underestimate me. I dare you.
I'm ready to go with the Sentry, so we bank the mana.
They're out there. I'll spot them.
Still don't think we're in a great spot. I think we've kind of played this to the best that we can. Maybe we should have... Oh, Rasa. Oh boy, you can change everything. I was thinking maybe I should have bursted beforehand, but that doesn't seem... Like, I would rather naturally draw an Articuno than pick up a second one, but we can miss with Entreat. We can still hit Elise. Alright, so we're going to take 7. Now what do we do? I think we have to just play Rasa, right? we can glimpse beyond in Rasa. And then there's just that, because like what do we do? Man. Because if we Articuno these, well then we can still just Rasa next turn, right? Because we're going to have, this is, Entreat's going to cost 1. We'll have 1 spell mana banked. We hit Anivia, okay. And then
Something ancient stirs.
next turn we can attack with Anivia. We can attack with, that's probably the only one we'll want to send in. Maybe not. But we're definitely attacking with Anivia. Something will die. If nothing dies, then we can glimpse beyond and try to Rasa and clean up his board. I think it seems okay. I think we can probably just attack with everything next turn. Like, I don't think it's realistic to expect we full clear his board and then get Rasas on his 2 elusives. But I think we should be able to get 1. Maybe we'll get a lucky Yeti next turn as well, if he feels the need to.
Oh, you're in for
Like a lot of times with these decks, they'll open with more elusives, and then hitting with a Yeti to knock out 2 or 3 of them would be pretty big. And right now, Rasa will kill both of these because this guy's bigger than these.
Oh, you're in for it.
Yeah, I think this will be good for us. He's going to have the chance to play cards now, but
Endless cold. Endless
Left foot, left foot.
protect each other.
we didn't lose units, so we will need to glimpse beyond to try and Rasa his board.
Where there is life, there
Karmas,
is
I don't really want to see him play a so let's think about this again. Like if we glimpse beyond and he plays Inspiring Mentor, we're going to kill the Mentor and Conspirator. The other thing we're thinking of doing is playing Glimpse Beyond on Scribe of Sorrows, but then we can also just wait and try to Ice Yeti him next turn. So actually, let's Glimpse Beyond the Sentry. Draw an extra card. Really looking to just draw Harsh Winds or the second Anivia. Something to interact with other than just dudes. Okay.
Now who's got the upper hand?
So now we just have to pass. Oh no, we can Rasa this. Right? He can't deny. This is 4, 6, 7, 9. So Rasa should kill his 2 elusives. Oh shit, shit in my ass, I didn't have a unit die. Oh, I fucked that up. I thought your Rasa was gonna pop. We just lost this game. Fuck me. That was bad. I just thought the unit died. We wouldn't have got the, I wonder if he still would have opened. Yeah, okay. Probably dead anyway. Still playing that Rasa was not good. We needed to be back on the hopes and dreams with the Yeti. But it's not a bad run. Still wish we could see the deck list here at the end so I could make words about it, but that's not how it is. But yeah, it went okay. It came together fine. We did kind of start with Yeti stuff that didn't pan out, but we got away from that pretty quick. We didn't really get burned by having that like Tall Tales or anything like that. I think the only thing that really made me sad about this was we didn't have enough interaction, but to that end we also didn't see much. Like the first vengeance we saw was a really late trade. I don't think we ever saw any frostbites. And then like on the Shadow Isle side of things, we saw like 0 Foul Feasts. Even though we were in Arachnids, we saw 0 deal 3 damage, gain 3. We saw 0 Withering Wails. Like our interaction, the only stuff that we saw were frostbites. We did pass on some like brittle steels, and we did pass on some like elixir of armors or iron elixirs, whatever it's called. But yeah, the thing that really hurt this deck was the lack of interaction as far as removal goes. I should say lack of removal. We had some interaction in Harsh Winds and Brittle Steels, but I think we were a little heavy on units and a little light on interaction. But I mean, we took what we saw. Was just not much, which may have also been a result of the decks we were into. We were in Arachnophobia, which I think really only gets Vile Feast, and then we were in Enlightened. We might have seen 2 Avalanches. I know we took 1. A second Avalanche might have been really all we needed to turn that deck into a 7-winner. But as it went, it was just a little bit short of having a 7-win deck, but that was pretty close. Even if we hadn't messed up that Rasa in that last game, and then we legitimately just got blown out by another Rasa in the loss before it. I think the deck was pretty close to being a big run deck. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the run, and thank you for watching.